Now, if you see, when we started with EJB, I told you that EJB is a distributed component, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, EJB will have various type of methods. So till now we have seen three type of methods. One is business logic method, which will be called by the client. Second was life cycle method, which will be called whenever there will be transition from one state to other state in EJB, right?
Yes.
Fine. Now, if your requirement is to do some task before business logic method is called, okay? Now, why do we need to do before any method, before any business logic method is called? Take up a scenario here. Now, what you want to do is you want to ensure that only valid users are able to access certain methods. Okay?
Okay.
Right? And that check you want to do whenever you will invoke method of your classes. Which classes? EJBs. Right?
Yes.
Fine. So assume that you have some 10 methods. What you have to do? In all 10 methods, you have to go and write logic, right?
Right.
To test for login. We want to avoid that because concern is common here, right? So what we can do is we can write one single message and we can tell our EJB container that see, before you make call to any business logic, please go and first make call to this method and then proxy the call to actual method. And we can shift the logic from all methods to a single method. So it avoids you to cut down the redundancy of code in different classes.
Right.
Okay? That is what is called as an interceptor. An interceptor is a tool you say, is an approach you say, which is provided to you in EJB 3.0 specification, which helps you to do implementation of common concern, avoiding redundant implementation in various methods of the same class or of various classes. Okay?
Okay.
Now, if I want to create an interceptor, there are certain rules that I have to follow. Okay? I'll just tell you how to create interceptor. New. I'll be creating a project here. Let me name it as test interceptor. I'll go and click on next. I will create new modules. I don't want test and connector. I need EJB and web. I'll generate application.xml as I always suggested you that it's better that you have it. And now what I'll do is I'll ensure that Java facet is 6.0 because that's what is one of the errors which we are getting. I'll go and see Java build path. It is SC6 compiler is pointing to 1.7, which I have to change. Project facets will have 1.7. This also is to change. Why? Because your server is running on 1.6. So better you write your components using the compatible version of JDK. We will go and check out web also. Here again Java is 1.7, which I have to change to 1.6. I'll go to Java compiler. This also needs to be changed to 1.6. That's it. I'll apply. Now I have selected the compatible one. It says that it will rebuild the project. Let it rebuild. Same test I can go and I can do on my enterprise application also. EAR file, that's fine. Click on OK. Now I'll close all this. And what I'll do is, I'll go and I'll create a simple EJB, a session bean. New session bean. And let me write here banking operation is the name. I'll take both local and remote interface, click on next, click on finish. Now I have my EJB ready. I'll go to local and first I will make some method here, public. Let me say boolean, and I'll write here withdraw. A simple method. I'll go and I'll put this in remote interface as well because I want my remote client also to be able to make call to the method. And then I'll go and I'll write implement it. Okay, so this is what is normal EJB that we have already written so many times. Is that clear?
Right.
Now what we want? We want some method to be automatically called whenever a client is making call to a business logic method. That is what is our objective. For that, we have to write interceptor method. Okay. Now this method is called whenever you make call to method, whenever client will make call to method. Okay. So let me write here. There is a predefined syntax. You need to have public. Method should be public. It should return object. And for example, I'm writing this as do user test. This is the method which I want to call. Always remember that here you have to pass an object of invocation context. You have to pass an object of invocation context. Now this context object actually keeps track of all information from the container, which will tell about who is the target, who has called this. This method called do user test is called because of making call to which method. So complete information about this call will be there. Right? I'll just go and write once this out. I'll write here do user test call. Here your logic for validation will go. I'll add return statement, and if you see return context dot proceed. Now this should be the last statement in interceptor method. I'll go and add close it. That's it. Interceptor is ready. Now whenever you will make call to this withdraw method or any method for that sake.
Okay, what dot proceed does? There is the dot procedure written. Yeah.
See, you may have 10 interceptors, right? Applied on this, applied on the method. So dot proceed does what? It will ask container that I have done now. If you have more interceptors to be executed, please go and execute it. Assume that you have 3-4 interceptors applied, right?
Okay.
So internally, your container creates an interceptor chain. Context of proceed means that I am done now. You can proceed either with another interceptor or you can proceed with the method execute.
Okay.
Because I told you, right? It will be called before business logic method is called.
Okay.
So this context of proceed tells your container that now you can move forward, either execute the business logic method or if any other interceptor is applied on it, execute that. Okay?
Okay.
Fine. So that's what is use of that. Now please don't forget to annotate it with @ around invoke. This actually makes your EJB, your method as interceptor method. If you will not write around invoke, it will not work. It will not be treated as an interceptor.
Okay.
So this is how you will be using interceptors. You will be creating interceptors. Now you can test it. In order to test, you have to go to client. First, you have to set the reference here. I'll just go to Java build path. I'll go to projects, click on add, and I'll add this. Click on OK. Now you can write a servlet if you wish, and you can make call to the method and just go to new. I'll go for a servlet here. I'll write form.test. Inside this, I will take class as invoke EJB. Click on next. Click on next. I'll not take do post. Click on finish. Here I will be injecting my EJB. For that, I have already told you that we'll be using what at the rate EJB. And please specify the interface. I can go and I can take banking, operation, local. I'll just take local. And last step is just go and invoke the method in Google. That's what we are going to do. I'll write sysout local dot withdraw. I'll save it. You can do sysout or you can do this also. For that, we have to go and write response dot set content type. That's it. It's done. This is how you will be writing interceptor method. You can go and you can just deploy it. It will deploy, and whenever you make call to the method, it will go and invoke the interceptor also. Okay, just go and check it. And here we have name of our servlet is invoke
EJB.
Yeah, so that's what you have to do. I hope it on that one. It is stopped. Okay? This application is not started. So just go and restart the server. Your application should be in running state.
Yes.
taking this time in this way. Now if you see, it is saying that it has been deployed.
Yes.
Okay. And now if you go and see the state in the, you'll find started and synchronized. Let's go and run it. It is because of that. So it is because I have given the wrong content type. Yeah, I'll just cancel it. If you see here, do user test is called. Okay. Right. So it will execute the business logic, and before executing business logic, what it will do, it will go and it will invoke the interceptor. Is that clear?
Okay.
It's clear, right? Fine.
Yeah.
So this is what is the role of interceptor. Now, apart from interceptor, you say instead of applying interceptor at method level, you can also have interceptor at class level. Okay, so that you can reuse interceptors not only among all methods of the same class, but also among a number of classes. For example, as of now, if you see here, we have our interceptor, which is part of what? It is part of a EJB method, EJB class, right? So this interceptor can provide services only to those methods which are there in banking operation.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
I cannot reuse this interceptor method for other classes. Okay? So
Yeah.
if you want to have an interceptor so that you can apply it on various EJBs, what you have to do? You have to go with second type of implementation, and the second type of implementation is creating an interceptor here and applying that interceptor on various classes. Okay? I can go and I can create an interceptor. For example, I'll write here com.logging interceptor. This is what is name of the package. Let me write here my interceptors. Click on finish. And here what I'll do is I'll go to class and I'll write here login interceptor. This is a normal class that I'm creating. Click on finish. In this, what I'll do, I will ensure that method that I'm writing is using the same syntax that we have used, using the same signature that we have used in other classes. Public object log. Invocation context. And same syntax here. You can write this out. And you can also go and write context.proceed. And please don't forget to do what? Okay. You have to write return here. Okay. And please don't forget to annotate it with what? @ around
Yes.
invoke. Now, if you want to apply this interceptor anywhere on whatever class you want, what you have to do? You have to just go to the EJB and take an annotation called as @interceptors. This interceptor will take an array of string, and here what you can do, you can just pass name of the interceptor that you have created. So I'll go and I'll write logging. Full path you have to specify. I'll specify here form dot
You need to remove that IN from Interceptor.
which one?
Okay, no.
Where? No, not required. Yeah, this you have to remove.
Right. Well, that is what I was thinking. Okay.
And this is the wrong interceptor. We have to take it from right package. Huh? We have to take it from right package.
Okay.
Okay. Now you have created interceptor and you have applied that interceptor on all methods of this class called as banking operator. Now if you have various other EJBs and classes, you can go and use it. We're just adding this line. Okay. So this is reusing your interceptor across different EJBs. Is this clear?
Yes. So if in this we have around invoke again, so we can remove that one, and it will work, right? That is what.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So this is implementing interceptor as a class. Okay. So now we have seen that there are three different type of methods which you can find in EJB. One is, you say, those methods which are there in remote and local interfaces. Second category of methods are lifecycle callback, and third is we can have interceptor methods also, right? And if you see, there are different ways. Who calls interceptors? Containers, right?
Container.
Who calls lifecycle callback? Container.
Container.
Who calls business logic? Not container. It is now user who will make call to the business logic. Okay, so your
Right.
servlet will call. So its developers will make call to business logic. Okay, fine. Next. Sometimes you will like to schedule the task. Okay. Now when I say schedule the task, it means you will like to have certain tasks which you want to execute at a particular interval of time. Okay.
Okay.
For example, you want to make call to some method which does system check or network check, right? After every 1 hour. So sometimes your need is scheduling the task on basis of time. Okay. So when we talk about scheduling the task on basis of time, you will be basically you will go and you will use what? You will use some kind of a timer, right? You will set the timer and you will tell your container that as soon as timer is getting expired, please go and execute this method or that method, whatever you want to do. Okay?
Okay.
Is that clear? That is what is called as timer-based execution of methods. Okay? So those methods or that particular part of business logic, which actually depends on, you say, schedule or time. For example, you want that whenever a customer is added, after every 1 hour, or you say after every 1 month, you want to send some email to him. And you want to automate it instead of someone going and making call to a method called send email. You want to automate this, that every month or month end, the customer should receive some kind of mail. Okay?
Okay.
So this is what is called as scheduling the task. EJB container provides you a special service called as timer service, using which you can schedule your task and you can execute methods on basis of time. Okay, so if you see, you have here these type of timers. Absolute time, single event timer. It means it will be called only once. Okay, from the current, once this time that you have specified is over, it will make call to the timer callback method.
Okay.
Then you have relative time, single event notification. So relative in the sense, again, here you are passing from when it should start, right? And you are passing serializable info. Whatever information you want to pass to your method, callback method, that is what you will pass here. Now create timer, long duration. This is for what? From current relative. Okay. This is what? On the appropriate date,
Okay.
that timer will be called. Okay. These are single event notification. Now, what if you want to do certain tasks at regular intervals? So for that also you have interval timer, okay, which will start from an initial time, and after every timer is over, it will go and make call to it after every number of milliseconds or seconds which you feel have specified as duration. So it simply means that you are creating a timer where you are specifying the initial expiration and the frequency, that how frequently again and again it should expire. Okay, so if you want to do some task after every interval of time,
Okay.
you can go with interval timer. Okay, so this is interval timer with absolute time trigger, and this is where the relative means from current it will start and it will assume the duration that you have specified. Okay, so if you see, you have something called as create timer method that helps you to create the timer. What you have to specify is when actually it should expire. So if you see, this is what is the use case, or you say sequence diagram of creating and using a timer. You have enterprise being here, get timer service, EJB context. So using EJB context, you are getting the timer service, and using timer service, you are creating a timer. Okay. So if you ask me what will be the code for creating timer, it is simple, right? Get EJB context, get timer, and then using timer service, create the timer. Is that clear?
Yes.
So once you have created the timer, you have to specify timer callback. Okay. And if you see, there is an interface called as timed object with a method called as EJB timeout, to which you are passing what? Timer, right? So what we have to do when we are creating our EJB session being, we can go and implement one more interface called as timed object, and we can override this method called as EJB timeout. Now this is the method which will be called whenever times out will be there. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Now you do whatever you want in time out. If you see, this is what is a general example which I will share with you. Let's go and write one and let me show you. Now assume that in this banking operation only, I want. I'm as of now going and commenting this Interceptor, and I'll implement one more. What is that? Timed object, right?
Yes.
And I'll override the method here, right? I'll just write this out. Timer called. Is that fine?
Yes.
Now I'll be creating one method here, and let me write here public void create, and I'll write create and start timer. Okay, this is the method which I am writing, which will help client to invoke the timer to create or to start the timer. Okay, once timer is started, after that it will be automatic. Okay, call will be automated. You need not go and invoke the operation that you want to do whenever the timer is called. I'll go here. I'll override the method. Now, in create timer, what I will do is, you know what we have to do? We need EJB context. Okay, that we can get using injection. What we are injecting here? Resource. Right? What resource? EJB context. Okay. Now once we have EJB context, what we can do? We can create timer, right?
Okay.
So I'll write here timer service. Let me say timer service equal to EJB context dot get timer service. I got the timer service, right? My next step is to create timer, obviously. Timer equal to timer service. I'll take that one which I've declared. Timer service dot create timer, right?
Yes.
I will take this one where I will pass duration. Say, and it will be called only once, huh?
Okay.
If you want to create regular interval, then it's different. You'll pass here also something. Now here I'll pass some object. You see? You can pass any object which is serializable.
Right.
That's it. Create it. Now, if you want to have timer of different type, you can go and you can select one. This is regular interval. Long serializable. We have taken what? Single interval. Okay?
Okay.
I'll just go and save it. After saving, you know, we have made changes to EJB, so better is to go and restart the server.
Okay.
So if you see, implementation is simplified. Now you need to just go through and read the content, get ready for interviews. I don't feel implementation wise you'll have any. The only thing is you have to practice a bit.
Yeah.
Have you started writing code and all?
Yeah, actually. In first class, the code which you shown, so that code I'm
Mhm.
right. Yeah.
Agreed timer service, right? It has instantiated. Now let's go and run the. We have to make call, right? So let me go to the client. Until unless you will not create, you will not create the instance and make call to the method. It will not start the timer. So let me start here. Before I start, I'll change this. I will make call to the method here. Local dot create and start timer. Now I made changes to Java code. Better is to restart the server. Now we'll go and we'll run it.
Okay.
Now this is timer called. Are you getting here?
Yes. Where did we define this true? I forgot.
In the method, business logic method, which we have called now, withdraw. See?
Okay. Okay.
In implementation of this, we have written this down.
Oh, yes. Return true.
So this is how actually you will work with EJBs. Now I feel that whatever is required in EJB, you have already done. Transaction management, security is there. These two things are separate topics that I will be handling along with web applications and all. Okay?
Okay.
You have any confusion? Do you have this material which I am working with?
Yeah, yes. Let me check up just a second. I guess I have.
SL351.
I have FJ310OH, so it is not that one,
Now
right?
this is SL350. Can you share me the blog address and upload it right away so that you can go through? And what you have to do is you have to go through module 10, module 13. Okay? So this is a 40 hours course only on EJB, this material which I'm sharing with you. So this will give you end-to-end understanding of EJB. So I have done bit of 10, 13 and whatever is needed for EJB, right? I've tried doing it in some like 6-7 hours for you. But yes, it is substantial. If you go through this, you will understand that whatever we have covered is decent enough for a person to know EJB.
Okay. So you are saying that
okay.
one topic you said transaction management and the other one what you said
Security.
security. Okay.
Okay.
And this
Transaction management.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this queue messaging queue everything comes into this.
That is different. Everything will come. In that, when I will start, I will tell you about MDB also. When we talk about asynchronous messaging. Okay.
Okay.
So what you need to do is you need to complete this EJB except MDB and entity classes. That we have to do.
Okay.
That we have to still do. And I want you to download the softwares also now. MySQL Server you have?
I have
MySQL Server and Workbench.
Yeah, I have MySQL and Eclipse.
What you have?
Yeah, MySQL I have, but I did not
Workbench?
install it.
You have not?
I did not install the MySQL. I have the downloaded thing.
Okay, can you just go and install it because probably we are going to start with that also now.
Okay.
Because we have to talk about persistence management now, where I want to finish off Hibernate and then JPA and then come back to asynchronous business logic.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'll just upload it. It's almost uploaded. Just check it if you got it there in the blog.
Okay. SL351, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay, I have that now.
Okay. Fine. So this is how actually you will work with timers. Now, if you see, you can have some methods that helps you to manage timer. For example, you want to know how many timer callbacks are pending for notification. Okay. Or you want to cancel a timer. So for that, if you see, these methods are there. One is get info, which will get the data that you're passing to the timer when you're creating it, and then get next time out. Right? What is the next time out for the current timer? Get times remaining to reach to times out. So all these are control methods which is there, which you will find in timer object itself. Okay. You can get all timers which are applied on your EJB by using get timers method of timer service. Okay. You see, your timer service will have huge number of methods which actually you can go and you can use. So you see here timer service. You have to just see some of the methods like that. Get timers. Okay, so this get timers gets to all the timers which are there associated with this EJB container. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can actually use in EJBs. Okay, interceptors, timers, and then you have life cycle callbacks, right? You have remote interface, local interface, right? Now, assume that you don't want to use interface in timers. Then you have second approach. What I'll do, I'll remove this timed object from here, and whatever method I want to work as timer, as a method of timer, what I can do, I can go and I can simply specify at the rate timeout. So either you go with that implementing interface and override, or you can go and specify at the rate timeout. Is that clear, Niharika? So both approach you can use, either by using implementing the interface and overriding the method, or by going and using what? At the rate timeout annotation. Okay? This is how you will start working with EJBs.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. Any doubts here?
No. If you don't mind, can you what happened that I have I downloaded that Eclipse Kepler, so not the J2E one I downloaded. So I made some programs over there. Then after I realized that you asked me to download that J2E, right? JEE.
JEE, yes.
Yeah.
268 MB.
Yeah, I have that now. Okay.
Plugins you need. Plugins are there with you or not?
Yeah, I have that.
JBoss tools and all you have added.
No. JBoss I don't have. No plugins I don't have.
Okay, so I'll make you presenter and I'll ask you and guide you how to install the plugins so that plugins are there on your system.
Okay.
You are the presenter now. You can share your desktop and show me the clips.
Okay, where is the share? I can see start video. Okay, share. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Share desktop.
Yes. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see. Launch Eclipse.
Yeah, just a second. Let me go to. is this?
You have not extracted.
Okay. Let me read it. So that JBoss or whatever web service we needed, so we can download it through the plugin, or how it is?
Yeah, you can download it from plugins. I'll show you once it is extracted. We'll see.
Okay.
It will take some time, I think. This downloads will also take lots of time. Okay. Go to help. So, don't create. Because we have to download plugins. Go to Eclipse Marketplace. Eclipse Marketplace. Yeah. In find, write JBoss tools. Once this will come here, then only you can write. At JBoss tools. Tools and click on go. Yes. Okay. Now yours is Kepler, right? So go come to second one. Click on install. Now unselect all. Go to JBoss tool Kepler. Unselect. Don't confirm. Unselect. Yes. Now you go and select Hibernate tool from here. Hibernate tools. You see from top. Hibernate tools. JBoss archive tools. JBoss central community. Yes, that also. Now come down. JBoss. Come down. More. JBoss AS tools will be there somewhere. Come down. Yeah. JBoss AS tools. Okay. JMX control. Console. Yes. As of now, these are enough. Click on confirm. Now what it will do, it will load all the tools and you will get. It takes time. Accept the license. Here down it is there, right? Radio button. Click on finish. This takes time. It will give you some warnings and all. You can go and you can confirm. Okay. Let's go to that Eclipse now. It should show us the installation. Go and click on details. 39% installed. Okay. After doing this installation, it will restart Eclipse. After restarting, your task of configuration will be done.
Okay. So means all the required plugins after that I have it, right? After this session. Okay.
Yes. And then you go through session 1 video, you will get everything.
Okay.
Fine. So you complete this task, it takes some time. Next session, in case if any problem is there, I'll resolve. Next session, we are going to start up with persistence layer. Till now, we have done what? Synchronous business logic layer. Now we'll do persistence layer and then we will move back to asynchronous business logic layer where we'll talk about GMS and magnificent fields. Okay? And then we'll start up with Spring Framework. Okay?
Okay.
So please read 10:13 today.
Okay.
And try to implement on your own.
Right.
Tomorrow onwards, like we'll continue on the regular timings of yours.
That is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. right?
Yeah. Your 6 a.m. Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell me about this one? Is it okay? This screen is.
One sec. Which one?
This one is for
it's
my.
Fine. Seems to.
Fine.
Okay. Seems to be fine. Yeah. Seems to be fine.
Okay. Where is the query thing and where I mean because tomorrow you're gonna
go to
start.
tools. Go to tools here in this this tools.
Okay.
Go to view. Go to views. Yeah, view. Database. Connect to database. Select connect to database. Yeah. What is the password you have given? Nothing.
No.
Okay. Don't change anything. Click on OK.
Okay. Fine.
You'll have the data. Okay.
Right. Fine.
Fine. So you complete the installations. Tomorrow onwards we are going to start with persistence layer. Okay.
Okay.